Hey, what's up guys? Wellington here. So for a little bit of context, I've been using the Note line of phones since the Note 5. Note 5. I got the Note 5, 6, 7 with some issues if you remember. Note 8, and at that point I started skipping every other phone and I skipped the 9 and I got the Note 10 Plus, which is what I'm using. I skipped the Note 20 and I was planning on getting the Note 21. The Note 21 never came out and we had feeling that Samsung is canceling the Note, which was really sad because I love my Notes, as you can tell. And then rumors came out that the Ultra, the S22 Ultra is actually a Note in disguise. It's like, wait, what? So this is what we have here, and that is kind of my background when it comes to Samsung phones, to the Note line of phones. The perspective you're getting is from somebody who's been using the Note 10 Plus for the past 3 years almost, because this came out in 2019, I believe. But that's the perspective you're getting. Note 10 Plus to the S22 Ultra. But let's open it up and see what we got. Come over here. Man, this is a very big change in packaging. The box is like thin. And that's all you get. Your quick start guide, your charging USB-C cable, and the SIM ejection tool. That's all you get. Times have changed. Man, this thing does look pretty sweet. Let me take the case off of this. So I just took my case off and look what I found. I didn't know I had this cracked in the back here because my phone lives in a case, because that's what I do. Speaking of which, I also have some cases here from a sponsor of this video, which I'll be showing you shortly. The S22 Ultra is quite a bit chunky compared to my Note 10 Plus. This guy is pretty, not like a lot heavier. It feels dense, but also a little bit heavier than my Note 10 Plus. I don't have a screen protector yet, so I want to leave this on here until that comes in, because like you see, I'm a little bit careless with my phones. I'm gonna leave that on there until I get a screen protector, because I don't want to risk it. But I think I can take that off because we don't need it on there. Man, look at that color. You can see that the stylus has been moved over to this side, the speaker to this side next to it. The phone I got is a 512 gigabyte model, and that's mainly because we don't get that SIM card anymore. I mean the expandable storage, and I just want to make sure I have enough because I take a lot of pictures and such. So I went for the 512 gig model, which is what I have here. But yes, that's the SIM card tray right there, and there's obviously nowhere else that opens up on this phone. I believe this is a 5G antenna. That's what I've heard, I think. But that's about it around this phone. I'm gonna turn it on and start to set up. And the screen, as usual, looks pretty sweet. And I'm also excited for the high refresh rate. The Note 10 Plus right here is a 60 Hz phone. This guy here is a 120. I'm pretty stoked about that. You know, finally checking out what people talk about a lot with that high refresh rate and stuff. So pretty stoked about that. But actually, as we get ready to do that, I wanted to show you real quick. This is Torras sponsoring this video. If you are picking up a new phone or thinking about getting one, you will probably be picking up a case for it too. Or at least I think you should. And Torras here, the sponsor of this video, has some pretty dope drop protection cases that will protect your phone. In addition to being made out of drop protection material that they make all these cases out of, they have ridges around the cameras and around the front screen. This way, whichever way you set your phone down, your screen will be protected and your lenses of your camera will also be protected, which is pretty cool. The Moon Climber Clear and the Mars Climber Black both have a built-in stand, and while the Shockproof doesn't have a stand, it gives you the ability to customize your buttons just like I did with mine right here, which is pretty cool. Links in the description below. Go check them out and give your phone the protection it deserves. Anyway, so the setup is all complete. And the first thing I kind of wanted to shout out is Smart Switch. Like, it makes transferring data way too easy. Like, it's pretty sweet, and I feel like it doesn't get great overlap, but it's pretty awesome. I mean, look at my S22 Ultra and my Note 10 Plus. I mean, look at that. The screens look exactly the same. Even the background image, I did not move that over by myself. All that was done by Smart Switch. And I mean, even the app drawer, look at that. They look exactly the same, so that's all done by Smart Switch, connecting a cord to this and to this and moving stuff over, even the settings and all of that. So I do really appreciate that. I mean, even the lock screen, if you look at the lock screen, identical. I did not copy that image over to the S22 Ultra. Nope. All that was done by Smart Switch. Also, I'm happy to report that the side drawer still exists, this thing right here. The videos that I was watching about this phone, nobody mentions it. And I don't know why, but it's something that I love a lot. I use it a lot on my notes. My Note phones, so I was curious because nobody talks about it in all the reviews. So I was happy to find that it's actually still there. I thought I would see a lot of differences in software, but actually not. And I think the main reason is because I'm already running Android 12 on my Note 10 Plus and One UI 4. On this guy right here. So the S22 Ultra ships with Android 12 and One UI 4. But I've been using it for the past 2 months, I think, on my Note 10 Plus. So getting to this phone, the S22 Ultra, I didn't really see much different or feel for the software because I was already running it on my Note 10 Plus. The main thing that I noticed though, that is actually I like, is that sliding to the side just like that, you're able to get the Google feed right to the side here. Something that you used not to be able to do, because with the Note 10 Plus, you would only get the Samsung free feed. That's all you could get to that side. But now you can choose between either the Google Discover, or I call it the Google feed right there, or the Samsung free. The two main things that I'm still getting used to are, number one, the button placement, because they are now on the opposite side. Like, yes, I have to get used to that. Number two, the new location of the stylus. So instead of having it on this side right here, they have it on this side. I don't think it will take me that long to get used to it, but in the past couple days that I have been using this phone, I've reached for it on this side more than half the time. But I think in a few days I should be able to get used to it coming from this side. It's fine, I'm not complaining, because I feel like everything is usually made for the right-handed people, and I think it's fair for the left-handed people would also have it that way. I'm not complaining about that, but it's gonna take me getting used to it for a little bit. And speaking of the stylus, it's exactly the same size as that of the Note 10 Plus. As you can see, the main difference here is just that the S22 stylus is matte and rubbery feeling, like it feels a little bit rubbery and matte finish, whereas the Note 10 Plus has a glossy one, although it's not that glossy anymore because of just how much I use it. It used to be a lot shinier than this, but they are about the same. The only difference though is that the stylus out of the Note 10 Plus can fit inside this the chassis or the casing of the S22 Ultra, and it will recognize it like you have it in there, but it does not fit very the S22's pen does not fit inside the Note 10 Plus. Like, it doesn't click in. I'm not sure why, because they're exactly the same size visually. Also, they both work on whichever phone. It's not like you won't accept it. They both work on whichever phone you use it on. Also, I know the response time of the S Pen has been greatly improved, but I personally don't see that much of a difference between the two, to be honest. But maybe I'm not that the targeted professional artist who uses it. Maybe those people do notice it, but I personally don't really notice it that much. I feel like I would have appreciated the eraser being able to erase pixel by pixel, maybe like the Paint app does on Windows, instead of erasing the entire stroke, because sometimes I just want to erase just the tip and not the entire shaft, if you know what I mean. I would have appreciated that more than the response time increase, but either way, I'm still happy with my S Pen. In the back of the phone, we obviously have the camera layout back here, and this is one of the reasons that I was excited about the Ultra. Now, I don't hate the pictures of my Note 10 Plus, but my pictures were starting to show age compared to my wife's Pixel 6 pictures. So I was excited to finally jump over from 3 years ago to up-to-date camera performance. You have many more lenses on here, and they pretty much all have more details in their pictures in comparison to the comparable lenses on the Note 10 Plus, which is a good thing. The 10 times zoom is way better on the Ultra, and while it seems a little bit gimmicky and it's not the best picture quality, I also love that I have the 100 times zoom when I need to read something that is very far that my bare eyes just can't quite read. Like, it comes in hand. I mean, look at that. The portrait mode of the Ultra is also better than that on the Note 10 Plus. And while I love the pictures of the Galaxy S22, I think the biggest increase has been in the video performance, at least for the selfie camera. As you can see, it looks a lot better on the S22 as opposed to the Note 10 Plus. So I'm pretty stoked when it comes to a video, at least for the selfie video. I'm just walking right now. The zoom is at 1. I didn't tweak anything, and now I'm actually running, holding both the phones in my hand, and this is crazy. The stabilization of the S22 is just amazing. The Ultra is just so good. Here is me running again. Like, this is not a pretty run.
but the stabilization is so good. Makes me happy.
Out of the few days that I have been using the phone, I feel like the battery life is just barely better than a 3-year-old Note. I feel like I was expecting a little bit better battery life from the phone, but if you maybe factor in all the new stuff, and I don't know, maybe it's just unrealistic for me to expect anything more. Anyways, we now have 45-watt charging, but I probably won't be using it because I tend to charge my phones mostly overnight, and I prefer using a slower charger at night to help with long-term battery performance. And maybe that's why the battery of my Note 10 Plus is still competitive with the Ultra. So all in all, those are the main things that I have noticed as a Note 10 Plus user moving to the S22 Ultra. What other thing? Brightness, we definitely have more brightness on the S22 Ultra, and if you want more, like if you're outside, you even have more settings to even make it brighter, like turn on extra brightness. It sucks the battery, but you have that there. It makes the phone really bright. But I've honestly never struggled with my Note 10 Plus, so I like it that it's a little bit brighter, but it's not mind-blowingly better. The new refresh rate is pretty cool. I believe I'll also be finding more new stuff about my new phone as I use it, but for now, for the few things that I know about it, I am a happy camper. And I know Samsung is moving away from the Note name and moving over to just the S22 Ultra, but I'm happy that they kept the form factor, first of all, the way the phone looks like the Note 10, or the Note line of phones. I like that they kept that form factor, and I also like that they kept all the features that we have come to love as the Note phone lovers. I don't mind the name. I'm happy with the phone. And yes, I think that's it from me. Again, don't forget to go check out Torras cases for either this phone, the Ultra, or the other models, the S22 or the S22 Plus. I'll leave the links in the description section down there. These cases are pretty sweet. Go check them out. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.